Hi, it's Leanne from Body Shop Performance. Welcome to the third part of our three-part series on how to sleep. First part, we talked about the sleep staircase, and last week we talked about the power of blue light blocking glasses for prolonging your healthy sleep routine. And this week I want to talk about the importance of sleep and how much we actually need. So, according to the author of this brilliant book, Professor Matthew Walker, one of the most renowned sleep scientists in the world, this is his book Why We Sleep, by the way. I really recommend that. He said that we need between 7 and 8 hours of sleep a night. So that is 99.9999999% of us, by the way. The actual percentage, if rounded up or down, of people who thrive on 6 hours sleep or a night or less is 0. So it's a very, very, very tiny amount of us that have that genetic variation. So for most of us, we need between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. Studies have shown that men who get 6 hours or less of sleep night on a regular basis, so very rarely getting more than 6 hours, actually have the testosterone levels of men 10 years their senior. So that's the effect it has on energy and virility. And the same, by the way, applies to women. So 7 or 8 hours is what's needed. So how do you get that? Well, you go through a sleep staircase to make sure you're in that sleepy state when you hit the pillow. You make sure you're not exposed to blue light or noise or any other kind of lighting or even things charging in the bedroom. And finally, in order to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, you need to be in bed for a window of 8 to 8.5 hours. So if you get up at 7, you'll need to be in bed at about 10 o'clock, 10:30, to make sure you fall asleep by about 11 to make sure you're getting 8 hours of sleep. So you need to create a sleep window that's 60 or maybe 30 minutes bigger than the actual amount of sleep you want. Obviously, it takes us a while to get to sleep and we may have the odd wake up. And that's all information that was gleaned from this book here. So if you're interested in sleep and you fancy working your way through that, it is well worth it. Sleep is really important. The composition of sleep is also important. So you want a good amount of REM sleep, a good amount of deep sleep, but you will feel intuitively when you've had that. So what we're not looking for is long periods of light sleep. So as well as working on a staircase and blocking your exposure to blue light, create yourself a bigger window for yourself. From my conversations when I was in Aberdeen the other week, but also from my experience working with many, many people on this, is that people don't give themselves a big enough window in which to get enough sleep. And lastly, I'll leave you with one tip. The tip I apply to myself is that my sleep has to start with a 7. So it can be 7 hours and a minute, that's just about enough, not great, or 7 hours and 59 minutes, which is ideal. But as long as it starts with a 7, if it starts with an 8, fantastic, but it can't start with a 6. That's my rule. So that's what you should really be aiming for. Bring your bedtime a little bit earlier, maintain a consistent wake time. You will feel hugely better in terms of mental health, energy, resilience, and just generally have more energy to do the things you want to do in life. And that's what it's all about, right? Talk to you soon.